In this lesson, we'll review a math question from the problem solving section. We're on page 547, question 12 out of 16. This is a moderate problem. It's a level 3. The sum of 11 different numbers is 0. What is the least number of these integers that must be positive? So we have 11 different numbers. Sometimes on the test you'll see the word distinct, which is just synonymous. They can't be the same, is 0. What is the least number of these integers that must be positive? So we want the fewest number of all these 11 in order for this sum to be 0. I think a lot of students make the mistake when they read this, they somehow infer the numbers must be consecutive. There's no evidence here. It doesn't say that they have to be consecutive. They just have to be different. Now, if you see a question, any question in math where it's asking for the fewest number, the least number, always try to get it as small as possible. And if you look at the choice, A is the smallest one. So always try to work if you could get none and then 1 and move on. You would never start with like 5 because you want to see if a smaller number works. So let's just think about it. This is not too tough of a question. It's more of a reasoning question. We have 11 different numbers. And what's the least that must be positive? Now, could all of them be negative? Could all 11 be negative? Well, if you have 11 different numbers and you add them up, that'll just be a negative. There's no possible way. So 0 in A is out. What about B? Could you just have 1? So we're going to try and make 1 work because 0 doesn't. Now, they don't have to be consecutive. So for example, and we're not going to actually go through the steps, but just think about this intuitively. If you had 11 different numbers, they're all pretty small. Let's say you had -1, -2. They don't have to be consecutive, but they were just small negative numbers. And we went all the way to, let's say, -13. We had 11 different numbers. You add those up. Couldn't we have one large positive number that would be the reflection of that? So if we added all these numbers up, and let's say we got -30, couldn't you pick +30, and those would cancel out and the sum would be 0? And hopefully you'll see it's clearly yes. They don't have to be consecutive. So you'd want 10 of these to be negative, and then the last one, the 11th one, would be a large positive number, would cancel all these out. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. It's more of a reasoning question. You don't actually want to compute it, but it is 1. So the answer here is B. See you next time. Thanks for watching.